It's a Christmas movie. I don't care what you guys say. Oh, but why are you reviewing this movie? Why didn't you review it back in October when it first came out? And look at this dude. He's fucking creepy as fuck. Why are you reviewing this in the most wonderful time of the year? I don't care. This movie is a Christmas movie. I mean, look at Art. He's dressed up as Santa Claus. He's got a smile on his face. He's having the time of his life. He's, dressed up. He's walking around in the snow with decorations, and he's got a sack and shit. Like, he's having the time of his life and having fun with the kids as well, giving them presents and shit. And he's having a good time with them. And it is a Christmas movie. I mean, look at this fucking poster. It's a Christmas movie, guys. I can review this. I don't care what you say. It's wonderful. Hey guys, welcome back to the Grandma's channel and welcome back to another movie review. And the movie reviewing today is a really fun, super joyful Christmas classic that everyone can enjoy. And that's Terrifier 3. I'm actually doing it. I am actually reviewing Terrifier 3 during the most wonderful time of the year. I know every normal movie reviewer would fucking review this movie when it first came out back in October during the spooky season, but no, I'm reviewing it in December because it's a Christmas movie and it makes sense, and I want to. Because why not? I mean, I couldn't really think of any other Christmas movie to review this year, and then there came Terrifier 3, so I was like, there you go, that's an option. But before I get into reviewing Terrifier 3, I should probably give you my quick thoughts on the first two movies, since I don't think I've ever talked about them on the channel before. The first movie, a super basic slasher with characters that you barely care about and are not interesting in the slightest. The only thing that really stands out about that movie is Art the Clown and David Thornton's performance and the nasty kills, not just because of how brutal they are, but also because how well made they look. I mean, they look super fucking real and look pretty cool. I mean, they're nasty, but they also look pretty damn cool. But overall, it wasn't boring. It was an hour and 20. It was super short, and it wasn't boring. It was an easy watch, and it was decent. It was a decent little slasher. And then there came Terrifier 2. It was definitely an improvement. It had characters that you actually cared about, a much longer runtime, which I'm not really a fan of. There are plenty of scenes in that movie that could have easily been cut. But overall, it was definitely an improvement, and it had a better story to it, better characters, and you actually cared about them. So overall, it was it was definitely an improvement compared to the first movie. And now here we are with Terrifier 3, and it's just a full-blown Christmas movie. We have Art the Clown. Pretty much just, he's back, and he's got a sidekick, and now he's going after Sienna and her brother again, and it's just kind of the same movie, but now we've got a Christmas setting, and there's trauma, and there's all this shit going on, and it's a crazy movie. It is absolutely insane, and it might be better than Terrifier 2. I think I may have enjoyed this more. I'm still thinking about it. I'm not entirely sure yet. There are things that I do really like about this movie that might make it better than Terrifier 2, but there are also things that I thought Terrifier 2 might have done a little bit better, but I don't know, I'm still thinking about it, but this might be an improvement compared to Terrifier 2. I think I might have liked this a little bit more, but mainly because of the Christmas setting. I mean, the way they handle it, it's really fun. It's Art the Clown dressed up as Santa Claus. I fucking love it. That's great, and I don't know, man, it's really fun, but it's of course, it's fucked up, and that's all because of Art the Clown, once again played by David Thornton. Like, this guy is fucked up. I mean, he's just the same as he was in the first two movies. I mean, he hasn't changed at all. He is the exact fucking same. He is absolutely bonkers. He's also pretty funny in a few scenes. I can't lie. I'll definitely get into that a little later. But yeah, he's definitely funny in some scenes, but he's also just, he's fucked, man. He's completely fucked. I mean, the entire opening scene, I mean, the director, before the movie came out, was obviously teasing that this was going to be a very controversial opening scene. It was going to be fucked. People weren't going to like it. Some people were probably going to be disturbed by it, and understandably so, because a kid gets killed and another kid supposedly gets killed, but we don't know. It's never really shown. But the opening scene, I think, was done really well. Getting to know this little family, this mother and daughter, and making us care about them and spending time with them a little bit before they are eventually slaughtered by Art the Clown. I think that was all really well done. The mother's scream, the actress, whoever, I don't know who she is, but I mean, her screams were pretty fucking amazing, and it made it even more disturbing than not just with all the gore and blood, but her screams were absolutely insane. So yeah, the entire opening scene I think was really well done. It was crazy. Like I said, Art the Clown definitely has some really humorous scenes as well, some really funny stuff besides, the bloody stuff. Like, I mean, the entire bar scene, which is kind of meant to be another like scene from the first movie with him in the pizza place and he's just staring at the girls and doing weird shit, and it's also like the scene from Terrifier 2 where he's in the costume shop. The bar scene with the fake Santa and stuff, that's pretty much, it's exact same. It's another crazy humor scene with Art. And it's a pretty funny scene. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, he fucking takes a shot for the first time and spits it out because I don't think he's ever had a shot in his fucking life, which is pretty funny. And he also pisses on Santa Claus, and he gets really excited over him. Like, he's basically acting like a full-on baby. He's a full-on child throughout this entire fucking scene. It's pretty fucking hilarious. And then, of course, he gets very bloody, and he rips off the Santa's beard, his real beard, which was also really funny and super painful as well. So that was a really good scene. It was actually funny. It was fucked up, but it was funny. It was actually genuinely funny, and probably the best scene in the entire movie. So Art the Clown, he's funny. He's fucked up. He's no different, but he's a delight to watch. And once again, Art has another sidekick with him, that being Victoria, the woman who just barely survived in the first movie and also got her face eaten up by Art, and now is possessed by a demon. It's definitely not Victoria doing all this fucked up shit throughout the entire movie. It's definitely a demon who possesses her or whatever. Probably the same demon that possessed the little pale girl and now has gone into Victoria. That's what I'm presuming. And their little duo definitely gave me Joker and Harley Quinn vibes. Like, this honestly felt like the true Joker Folia do. Like, it wasn't some musical bullshit. It was just these two doing fucked up shit throughout the entire movie. So this truly felt more like what Joker 2 should have been. They definitely gave me Joker and Harley Quinn vibes, which was definitely really cool, really, really fun. The scene of them being reawakened after like 5 years, I think, and then killing those two dudes and stuff, and then Victoria's just watching Art, I don't know, cut his face off or whatever. She's just standing there watching, and then she just does it. She does it. She does it, and that was definitely one of the more fucked up scenes in the entire movie. So that happened. That was something. But yeah, it was an interesting duo. It's always fun to see Art with having a sidekick with him. That's always fun to watch. When it comes to the other characters in this movie, we got Sienna Shaw once again, played by Lauren LaVera, and I think I definitely enjoyed her character a little more in this movie than I did the last movie. I think not that I didn't like her character in the last movie. I just think I found her a little more interesting, or I enjoyed her a little more in this movie. I don't know. But she is definitely, she's going through trauma after everything that happened in Terrifier 2, which is like, a very common thing in horror movies nowadays. Trauma, it's always a very common thing. It's kind of like, it's getting a little cliche. I will give it this, the one scene where they're all eating, having dinner and stuff, and the freaking her dead friend from the last movie appears and is like, pass the rice and all that shit. And that was a really fucked up scene. I think it was really well done. I think that was definitely, when it came to the whole trauma thing that Sienna was going through, I think that was definitely the most interesting scene. And of course, we have Jonathan coming back, who's Sienna's brother, and he wasn't very interesting in this movie. And like in the last movie, he was like super obsessed with Art the Clown and stuff. And in this movie, he's trying to move on. He's gone to college, and he has a roommate that he's kind of friends with, and they don't do much with his character. He's kind of wasted. There's not really anything interesting about him, and he's supposedly killed off at the end, but I really don't believe that. He's not dead. I mean, come on. You can't just do nothing with his character and then just kill him off like that at the very end. I just don't believe that his character is dead. But yeah, they definitely kind of wasted him a bit in this movie. He just did nothing. His roommate also has a girlfriend who does a podcast and is obsessed with Art the Clown, and Jonathan and Sienna, and eventually there comes the shower death scene, and it is, I mean, say what you want about the podcast girl and how unlikable she is, but she truly didn't deserve what happened to her, man. It was fucked up. I can't show any of it. I can show like that much. That's all you're fucking seeing. And there was also the scene with him like dressed up as Santa Claus and giving presents to kids and stuff in the mall. Well, it's a bit of a stupid scene. I mean, come on, are these kids really that stupid? They don't look at Santa's face and think, okay, something looks a little off about that. He does not look like Santa. He looks weird, dude. So, I mean, and then there's the explosion, and it wasn't that bad until we see the aftermath of the kids' bodies, and that's when I was like, oh shit, that's pretty fucked. But one death scene that really grossed me out the most, honestly, maybe even more than the shower scene, was the mom at near the end, where she's like, where Sienna and the mom are tied up and stuff, and like Art sticks like a pipe down her throat and stuff, and then forces rats to go inside her throat and stuff, and then cuts her throat open and the rats come out. That scene fucked me up. That was the one scene that actually almost made me want to fucking vomit. That scene got to me. And at the end of the movie, we have Sienna once again fighting Art the Clown with the sword and stuff. And man, that sword, dude, there's this whole thing about it. I don't know where, I'm curious of where they're gonna go with it, but in Terrifier 2, where she like seemed like she was dead or whatever, and then she like, came back with the sword and stuff, and she fought Art the Clown with it. It really caught me off guard, and I was like, what is up with this sword? It's interesting, but it's also just so odd and weird, and it just, every time this sword just appears and she's like using it to fight Art, it's always just off to me. It's just so weird. But I am interested in where they go with it, and yeah, this movie kind of just ends on a cliffhanger. Art gets away, the little girl goes to hell, and everyone's dead, and yeah, it was fucked. It's a fucked, bloody, classic Christmas movie, like I said, yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Terrifier 3 is just another bloody crazy slasher with the Christmas look and feel to it, which definitely made me enjoy it a lot more, and I think might be an improvement compared to the second movie. It has a better runtime and has much crazier kills and stuff, probably because of a higher budget. And I enjoyed this movie a little more, and I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed David Howard Thornton as Art, and I enjoyed LaVera, and it was a solid slasher, and it definitely got me into the Christmas spirit, I guess, sort of, and I am looking forward to what they do with the Terrifier 4 and how this will all conclude. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you guys so much for watching my review of Terrifier 3. I mean, for real, it really got me into the spirit. I mean, I feel so into the Christmas spirit right now. Like, everything, art dressed up as Santa, the decorations, the look of this movie, it all really got me into the feel. Despite all the nastiness that is in this movie occasionally, you know, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, really looking back at it, it really wasn't that bad.